Welcome to digital marketing class today at Kartys Digital Academy. Now, today is day three of the advanced digital marketing course, and yesterday we were discussing about what is digital marketing and the introduction part, and the different channels of digital marketing, and the goals of digital marketing, along with target audience of digital marketing and the importance of digital marketing in today's world. So basically, the homework, the assignment that was given was to write at least one or two lines, which you guys have already written and sent it to me. So thank you for that. And just to give you a quick clarification, different channels of digital marketing doesn't mean different social media accounts. Okay, so different channels require means you know social media is one channel. Okay, you have multiple social media companies or organizations, right? Like Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, right? Now these are social media, and the next channel for you to do digital marketing is your own website, right? You create your own website, you do optimization of that, you design the website in such a way that it becomes better, and it ranks better on Google so that people can find you or your brand or your products and services on Google. So that becomes a channel. So that's one of the channel. And the third channel is any content creation platforms, right? Now, for example, you have a small business where you can create photographs. You can take photographs of your products, or you can create reels, and you can upload it on, let's say, YouTube or your own website or your blogging site or your own channels, right? Like you can create a podcast for that matter. Now, the reason why putting content creation as a third category is because now it in itself is a big umbrella. Now it can carry a lot of hierarchically you can fit in a lot of different services. For example, if you are a photographer, you can take photographs of your products and services, put those photographs on as a slideshow, okay, on any of the slide sharing platform, right? Like SlideShare. And secondly, you can make a video of, or make a collage and make a video of the photographs that you have taken and upload it on YouTube. Or you can take those photographs and then write an article about it and put it on Blogger, right? So there's so many things that you can do with just one particular content. So that's why I've kept it as a different channel. So three different channels of digital marketing would include social media, website, and content creation. Okay. Now, the goals of digital marketing. Why goals of digital marketing have was important? We have discussed that yesterday, and basically the goal is to understand your market presence. You have to understand your competitors. You have to understand your goal as to what you want to achieve from digital marketing campaigns. And again, you have to make sure that at the end of the day, there are results which comes after digital marketing, right? So we have discussed about the target audience. Basically, target audience simply refers to the fact that we have uh, primary target and secondary, right? So what are the age groups that we are targeting? What are the demographics that we are targeting? What type of people are our customers? We have to identify all that, and then based on the information, based on the analysis, we have to do the campaign. So those campaigns that we do against our target audience, once we have identified, that is called the target audience of digital marketing. For example, if you are selling ice cream, okay, majorly during summers, okay, it's quite a favorite amongst kids and youngsters, right? So your main target will be, if you create campaigns with keeping that age group in mind, correct? Now, not necessarily that others will not enjoy ice cream, okay? It's just that your key target, your main primary target, is to make sure that the audience that you capture is your prime audience, your primary audience, okay? So that is called a target audience. Now, the importance of digital marketing in today's world, we have all understood. Yesterday we discussed in depth why digital marketing is so important, and why every business is looking for people who can get into that and who can help them build that services, right? So it is quite important that we understand mm, how we can learn the skills, okay, to help businesses. Okay, that's when we'll be relevant. That's number one. Secondly, if we become strong with our skills, it can help us to create our own opportunity for ourselves. We can start doing our own freelancing work or a freelance career in the future. So anyway, so the point here is why digital marketing is important. It is important because without that, businesses will suffer great losses because their competitors will be ahead of them. Their competitors will get better customers, faster customers, and the customer acquisition cost will be very low for them. Okay, so that is why digital marketing is very important because every industry now is getting online. Okay, great. So today we will discuss about important terms, and we'll discuss about why these important terms. I have made a list. I'll tell you the brief background, and I'll tell you why this was needed in the first place. Okay. So in terms of important terms, so let us first understand what. Okay, there are certain when you work in a company, when you work in a corporate world, what happens is there are certain words that the industry specialist they use, right? There are certain words that the company members like your colleagues or your peers will use in the day-to-day interaction, right? Now, if you're getting into digital marketing, if you're getting into technology, if you're getting into the world of IT and future technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning, so basically, if you're getting into the technology world, you need to be familiar with these certain words. Okay. Now, these words are very basic words. Okay. However, it is very good it's a good place to start for any beginner to understand these words. And once you understand the concepts behind these words, then automatically the foundation will become stronger and stronger. Okay. So let us first talk about data center. Okay. Now, what are data centers? Okay. So, data centers are basically like, for example, in the olden days, okay, if when there was no internet, if we had to get some information, where will we go, right? Where is a place? At that time, uh, going to library, okay, was the only option, right? We used to go to the library and we used to read the book according to that category. And then, for example, if there's a science fair coming up and I want to learn about um, how to create a windmill, okay, and I want to know the workings of it, I want to understand the science behind it. So I will just go to a library, go to the scientific counter, pick up a couple of books on the windmill, and and then once I read about it and once I do some research, I'll come to know more about it, right? So basically, the library has the information. It's a collection of books, correct? Now, data centers are something similar. So data centers are the collection of servers, basically, okay, where all this data is stored. Okay, those are literally physical buildings. Okay, there are people, engineers working 24/7. Okay, it's under surveillance 24/7. It's high security because it's it's supposed to be secured. Okay, supposed to be safe because all the data is there. Now, those buildings are all across the globe. Okay, now Google, as we know, is one of the most famous search engine company in the world right now, right? So obviously, Google will have a lot of data centers. So one of the data centers that Google has, okay, Google has a lot of data centers across the world, but in India as well, they have a couple of data centers. Okay, I think they have the list keep getting updated. The some of the data centers they will make it dormant. They will make it active depending on their policies, right? So if you want to know more about Google data services, data centers, you can just Google where are the data centers located in India. Google data service located in India. It will give you the list of all the cities where the data center building is located. Basically, data center is a building, okay, and here is the URL. I'll just show you the URL where I'm talking about. If you want to read about the data centers, so there you go. So these are the data centers of Google. So Google owns and operates data centers all over the world, keeping to helping to keep the internet humming 24/7. Learn how our relentless focus on innovation has made our data centers some of the most high performing, secure, reliable, and efficient data centers in the world. Right? Let us see here. I think we have a list here. Okay, there you go. It says view all location. So in North America, South America, Europe, Asia. Okay. So in Asia, we have these three which are active right now in Taiwan, in Japan, and in Singapore. Right. So it's active right now here. So our first data center in Southeast Asia. Okay. Singapore's high urban density inspired us to try something a little different. Instead of spreading the data center out, we built it up, creating our first urban multi-story data center. Our neighbors include a local primary school and a several residential building. Okay, there you go. This is the data center which is there in Singapore. It opened in 2011, I think. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. So similarly, in India as well, they have. So as I said, the list keeps getting updated. Okay, you can get. So these are cloud locations. Okay, so one of the location is in Delhi, Mumbai. Yeah, as you can see here, Delhi and Mumbai. They have in Seoul. They have Hong Kong, Taiwan, Osaka, Tokyo, Singapore, Jakarta, Sydney, Melbourne. So pretty much all across Southeast Asia, in Australia, in the European side, and the Northern America and the Southern America. So across the world, right? They have the cloud data centers, right? So what are data centers? So data center is a physical building where there are multiple racks, there are multiple computers, and all the data is there. Now, what happens with all the data? So when you go to Google and search something, let's say I want to search for the latest 5G mobile available right now. That information, the search that I've done, that search goes to the query. The search query goes to the data centers. Okay. Now the computer there, the servers there will find out the best information which is related to that, and then crawlers actually they do this, and then there are they will take out the relevant information within split seconds, okay, within less than a second, that they come back to your phone, okay, and then they give display the results, right? So this is how data centers work. So in simple words, okay, uh, Google has created a lot of buildings, and inside the buildings there are a lot of computers, okay, those are called servers, and then they have a huge amount of data stored in one location. Okay, now similarly, since it's cloud based, okay, so all the data is across multiple around the world, all the buildings are connected, so as one. Okay, so if even if one goes down, the data is still safe because that data is scattered all across, right? So even one server goes down or whatever happens, there is always a backup plan, right? So that's why 24/7 at any given point of time when you use Google, it always works, right? You'll never find Google saying that, you know what, we are closed for the day. That doesn't work, right? Why? Because they are putting technology in place wherein no matter where you are, if you have connected to internet and if you have good speed, if you have connected to internet, if you have a decent speed, it should return the results no matter where you are and no matter what the time it is. Okay. So similarly, along with Google, there are other companies also who have data centers. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Okay, Amazon is is also one of the largest players in terms of data centers. They also have something called web services. Okay, now their web services is called Amazon Web Services, AWS. Okay, now AWS is a cloud platform of Amazon. And what they do is they also have data centers all across. They also store data. Now they also uh, give you an opportunity to use their servers. Okay. Now, how to use your server? What do I mean? What am I saying? Okay. In simple terms, let's say you want to make a website. Okay. Now you want to make a website, but you don't have enough money to buy the huge infrastructure, right? You want to make a big website. Okay. uh, so you don't have money to buy a very powerful computer. Okay, you don't have money to buy a big server. You don't have funds for hiring service engineers, infrastructure engineers or support engineers, right, who will maintain all that. So you don't have quick lot of funds to do that, but your website needs that much power to run, right? So what you'll do, so what you can do is you can take a small subscription from Amazon, okay, from Amazon Web Services, and Amazon in return will give you allocated space on their server, which means they will rent it out to you. It's just like you want to shift to a new city, you want a place to stay, right? You cannot go and simply buy a house, right? So what you'll do is you'll rent a place, right? So that you can stay for a temporary period and then you can go back, right? So similarly, now you don't want to buy computers, you don't want to hire engineers, you don't want to do all that heavy investment. You don't want to do. You just want to simply create a website and connect it to a server, and that server you can rent it from AWS. Okay, a very fraction of a cost you'll get it. It's very cheap. Okay, very inexpensive. And then I think they have free tier for I think first 6 months or for 1 year, something like that. Because every time the plan keeps changing. So the last I heard was there were some free credits given, and then we could use it for a year, and then after that they will start charging, which is again very nominal, about 600 700 rupees per month to pay for the basic service, right? So that is what data center is all about. Now, what are data centers? So, in simple terms, data centers are nothing but a physical building where you have servers, okay, where you have computers which stores information. Okay. Now, Google has them. Why? Because Google is running search engine business, right? So, the Google's main business is they are one of the top search engines, correct? Whatever you search in Google, it will give you the result. How it's able to do that? Because they have data centers all across. So they have computers all across the world. Whichever location you are, your phone, your network will get connected to the nearest data center, and then through that you'll get access to internet. Okay. Now, I hope that is clear. Any questions on data center? You can ask me now. If not, we will go to the next topic, that is bots. Okay. So bots, what are bots? Now bots, as the name suggests, okay, these are small robots, okay, small softwares, so to speak. Okay. Um, what is the purpose of small software? Okay. What do you mean by a small software? What is the difference between a small and a big software? Now, what is a big software? A big software is which is capable of running in an enterprise level, where multiple users can log in, and you can create ve- very good or very heavy duty work, right? For example, if you are into um, design, okay, you can use Photoshop and Creative Cloud, and it's such a massive software. It has so many things, right? Similarly, there are other design tools like Nuke and all that. That there's a very heavy, very big commercial use softwares. Now, bots are basically small softwares which have been designed for a very specific purpose. Okay, like for example, chatbot. Okay, monitoring bot or game bots. Okay, when you play games, you have game bots, right? Those are very small softwares which have been designed to do only specific work, right? If anything beyond that work that they are designed for, they will say no, it's error, right? It doesn't work. Similarly, for example, when you go to any website, okay, you will get one website which is like, for example, you go to Flipkart, or if you go to any e-commerce website, You will get immediately, you'll get a small notification on the left hand side bottom or right hand side, whichever side they have put it. So there it says, hi, how may I help you? Right. So that little tiny box that comes, that's called a chatbot. Okay. So eventually what will happen is during the course of this during the period of this course, right, we will, when we reach WordPress development, at that time I'll help you install, or tell you information about chatbot, so you will be able to incorporate a chatbot on your own website. Okay. So we will learn all that, how to do it, all that is coming up next. So in the batches to come, so I think be prepared for that, and it's going to be something exciting, right? So yeah, so like getting back to bots, so we have got small softwares which are designed for some specific purposes. Okay. like s- like chatbots, monitoring bots, or game bots, right? So those are called bots. Similarly, Google also has bots. When you search something on your phone, okay, on Google, right, the bots, it's the bots who capture the request, go to the data center, and pull the request and send it back to you. Fair enough. Any questions on bots? If there are no questions, we'll move forward. So the next is satellite link. Now, what do you understand by satellite link? So satellite link is something related to the connection to our devices. Okay. Connect with what type of connection are we talking about? We are talking about internet connection, right? Now, what is internet connection? Okay. What is internet? What is World Wide Web? Right. A lot of people, like nowadays we are using mobile phone. Youngsters are using mobile phone everywhere, right? It's wirelessly connected to the servers. For example, if you're connected to any service provider like Airtel, Jio, whatever, right? Vodafone, then you connected to their network, and they are connected to the internet, and through them you're getting the internet, correct? So what happens is a lot of people don't realize how India as a country gets the internet. Okay. Because your company, the ISP provider, the internet service provider that you have, is also getting internet from someone. That someone is also getting internet from someone. Ultimately they're getting internet to India. But how are they getting the internet? Okay. People have not thought about it much. Okay. So usually people, they don't need to, because they're not technical. Okay. But then for us, who are professionals, we have to know how the internet reaches us. So there are two ways of internet reaching us. Okay. The first is through underground water cable. Okay. It might sound little weird, but yes, there is an underground water cable. Okay. Which is under the ocean, and it connects the entire world to internet. Okay. So India also gets internet like that. So this is uh, how it looks like. So these are the cables. These are very thick cables. This is under the water. Okay. Under the ocean, Pacific Ocean or an Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now these are the cable. This thick cable is laid out across the world. Okay. And they need high maintenance, because a lot of underwater creatures, they keep destroying that. Okay. So there are cameras to check, there are motion detectors, since it's on the seabed. Okay. There's no turbulence much, because it's already at the depth, right? But again, there are some sea creatures that sometimes they come and damage the cable, right? So at that time the engineers have to go down and fix it. So this is how it looks like. You know, they are fixing the cable, as you can see, and this is the cable, the photograph that explains how the entire world is connected. In it says in our Wi-Fi world, the internet still depends on undersea cables. Okay, so these are the cables, undersea cables. See India, this is India, and India has multiple routes of getting internet cables. So from Myanmar, Bangladesh, Thailand, Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and African countries here. The entire continent of Africa is getting connected at multiple locations. Um, and then comes to Indonesia, Singapore, right? It has multiple internet connections. And then comes here, Korea and Japan, you have multiple internet connections. And those cables are again connected to the United States under Pacific Ocean. And you can imagine how much of work they have done in terms of connecting. So who has done this? Okay. Uh, it is not one, it's not Google, it's not Amazon. You know why? Because Google and Amazon was not even aware, or was not even created, as was not even built, was not even founded at that time. These cables have been laid much earlier. Okay. So in the late 60s and 70s, they, many countries, they came together and laid these cables. Okay. Why? Because collaboratively they said, okay, this is the new technology, and then we have to all collaborate and we have to connect the entire world. So earlier there were not so many people who wanted internet or who understood internet at that time, but slowly and steadily it became a norm, a daily norm, right? So nowadays people cannot live without it. So there you go. That is how technology developed. So in the 60s and 70s, I think led by the American or the European countries, the entire world was connected through underground cable, right? So and now that is one way of getting internet. The other way of getting internet is through satellite link. Now what do you understand by satellite link? Okay, so satellite link, okay, is from the satellite, okay, you will be able to get internet directly on the land. Okay, so it's already happening. Okay, it's not that we are not we're not getting it right now. We are already getting it. So if you can imagine your mobile phone, okay, it's connected to internet, right? From where is it getting internet? Because your mobile phone is connected to the nearest your telephone provider, okay, tower. Once it's connected there, there is a communication between your phone and the tower, right? And that tower is connected to the main office, the head office, okay? But obviously, it might happen that the tower can be in a remote location as well, right? So how is it then connected? It is connected to the head office through satellite. So what it does, it sends a very strong beam up on the sky on the satellite. There are many satellites, okay, Indian satellites, and then that bounces. Once the satellite link is received, it again bounces that down to the other location. So within split seconds, your signal from one location to goes to another location, right? So that is called satellite link. So Elon Musk has started this new company called Starlink. Okay, it's been there for quite some time already. So Starlink provides internet across the US, but it has not yet started the worldwide operation. So the moment it starts in India or the Indian subcontinent, you will see the speeds like 350 Mbps on the mobile phone, which is absolutely great, right? So yeah, so this is what they are trying to achieve, and let's see how it goes. And so there, so we are getting internet from two different sources. One is underwater cable, which is still the very primary source. The other one is a satellite link. All right. So that is called uplink or downlink. Okay. Also known as uplink or downlink. Okay. Now let us understand what is data structure. Okay. Now data structure is the methodology of maintaining the data structure. Okay. So that the retrieval of information, okay, is faster and efficient. Okay. So basically, if you look at the okay, in your house, okay, you have to imagine like that. if you're in your house or a school, okay, there will be a place where you keep in your house. There'll be a place where you keep all your books, right? You'll keep all your clothes, right? So if you don't keep it in a proper way, like in one section you'll keep all the books, in the other section you'll keep all the clothes, and if you don't do that, will it be easier for you to find the clothes next time? For example, if instead of keeping books in the bookshelf, you are keeping clothes, and you keep and then you mixed it, and then half of the books are there in the clothes stand and half of the books are there somewhere on the somewhere else, right? Will it be easy for you to find a specific category book? No, right? It will be very difficult. Similarly, if you don't keep your clothes properly and in one wardrobe, and then if there's a emergency event that you want to dress up and you have to go, you will not be able to find that particular dress, right? Or particular cloth, right? So it will become quite difficult for you to fetch that cloth, all right? So similarly, in the same fashion, if you don't keep your data in a structured manner, right? What happens? Then that data cannot be retrieved very faster. Although it can be retrieved, but it will take much longer time. Just as with clothes, right? For example, if you really want one shirt to wear, okay, which is your favorite T-shirt, and then you've kept like hundreds of clothes here and there. You once and you start sorting out and you start finding, you will find it eventually, but it will take a lot of time for you to fetch that particular white T-shirt, right? So anyway, data structuring is a word. Data structuring is a particular word. There are two words, data and structure. So what are we structuring? We are structuring data. Okay. And what is structure? Structure is to keep everything in a proper way, right? So similarly, when you're working for IT companies or tech giants, you will find that all the data is stored properly in date format and day format and everything. Okay. So when you start working on the live project, I will show you how to manage your data, okay, and how to keep your data in an organized way, okay. That is called data structure. Fair enough. So the methodology of maintaining data in such a way that the retrieval of the information is faster and more efficient. Okay, I want the information fast. So after categorizing it, and I have to make it properly, right? So once I made it, once I make the design and once I structure it properly, whenever I want to access the information, I'll just quickly search and I'll be able to find it, right? So that is a concept behind that. That's called data structure. Any questions on data structure? Okay, since we don't have any question on data structure, we will go to search query. Okay. Okay, just bear with me. So the search query is what is a search query? So it says searching something on the search engine, Google, which is the most common and which most commonly used, is a search query. Okay. And the result of it is a SERP, search engine results page. Okay. So what is the search query? Search query is something that you search on Google. Anything. What the latest football match. Okay. So you're trying to find what is the latest football match today, right? You just type latest football match today. So you have searched for that. That becomes a query. Okay. Now the moment you hit enter, okay, what happens is Google will try to find you. Google will get connected to the data centers. It will try to find all the latest information which is there for today's match, football match. And then it will gather all the information and it will start showing you all the websites, right? The moment you see the results of your search query, that is called search engine results page. Okay. SERP. You will find SERP very commonly used in your industry when you work. Okay. So SERP. Fair enough. And then Yeah, search query is basically anything that you want to search. It becomes a search query. You're querying, okay, and then the result that comes is SERP. Any questions so far on this, Joseph? Are you able to hear me? Any questions? Any doubts? Anything? Any thoughts that you want to share? All right, fair enough. So since we don't have any questions, so we will end the session today here. Okay. And for today's session, whatever homework is there, I will, so basically, I will send a formal request of the email, okay, from the team. Our team will get back to you on the uh, homework part and the assignment part. And what I would request you is go through all these five structure. I will fill it up here in blue color. Okay, great. All right. So all these five um, terms, just go through it and then Google it, read more about it, find out more information about it, and see what you get to learn. Okay. I want you guys to learn about data center. Just go to Google and type data center. Read about it. Write at least 3 to 4 lines about data center from multiple sources. Don't just read the first article and then send it. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So read multiple articles, read about it, and read multiple pages. Gather some information. Write 2 3 lines about it. Okay. Similarly with bots and the satellite link, data structure, and search query. Now, once you've done that, please submit it before uh, tomorrow's class, and then we'll be able to review that and we'll let you know if there is any feedback. Right? So, since we don't have any questions, thank you so much again for joining in tomorrow. Again, in advance, we have to thank you for joining in, and thank you again for joining this class. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. again. All right? You have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.